Hi, seekers and light workers. Welcome back. Namaste. Danielle here with the Holistic Harmony YouTube channel. I am shooting this video to discuss the energy in Taurus that is going to be present for the month of May. Cannot even believe that it's May already and that almost half the year is over. Many changes, lots of growth, lots of rest, lots of self-thought and self-care and mindfulness, I feel, has been like the theme of this year, which is pretty awesome. So I'm hoping that everybody is having a year that they feel is reflecting and bringing them closer to their highest good, their higher source, as well as being grounded and feeling confident in the world. So we have 5 things happening in Taurus this month. The sun in Taurus, happy birthday to all the Tauruses out there. The new moon, which technically was yesterday, but we're still sitting in that new moon energy, even a couple of days before and after it actually occurs. So, new moon in Taurus, Mercury, Venus, Uranus, all in Taurus. Taurus being Latin for the bull. It's an earth sign that's very grounding. It stands for the creative forces of nature and relates to the emotional world of the soul. It symbolizes the mutual relationship that exists between matter and spirit. So the new moon is reminding us that we all have the resources that we need already inside of us. We are looking to go inward, seek answers, be less influenced by outside resources. Really take the time and the space to collect, process, apply. The time to apply will come. First, we want to really get connected with our core values, as sometimes they may change as we change. If we happen to learn a lesson or, and have an experience where we feel as though we need to realign ourselves with our beliefs and our practices and our lifestyle, then our core may shift until we find that place where we're solid in every single aspect. And that too will get massaged and tweaked as time goes on, perhaps. Mercury in Taurus being the planet of communication. So communication pertaining to, in my opinion, speaking your truth from your heart, being in good flow, heart chakra, throat chakra. Hearing words rooted in reality. So not limiting the words that someone speaks to you by allowing your beliefs to rule what they mean, how they're intended, but actually getting to the root, the heart of the matter, and truly connecting with people and seeing where they're coming from, rather than assuming. Just like when you send a text message and it gets read the wrong way, and the person takes it completely differently than how you meant to offer it. That's because the way in which it was read did not match the way in which it was intended to be given. So these are areas that are affected by Taurus energy because the planet Mercury is residing there. So the other thing that I feel as though communication has to do with is your self-talk. Because you're not only speaking to others and receiving information from others, but you're talking to yourself all day long. And so what that conversation reflects is how your world is going to show up for you. So communication being a major, major key aspect to what's being tested right now, what's being worked through, what's having a flashlight shown on it, and what needs to be acknowledged. The planet Venus moves into Taurus in the middle of the month on the 15th. Venus is the ruling planet of Taurus, connecting to how we share our own values and dreams through our voice, creating a union with others while respecting our own space, our own time, and our own freedom. So, realistically, not losing yourself in relationships with others, but staying true to who you are while still being open for growth and suggestion and experience. Uranus and Taurus affecting how we're earning money, where we're making a living, perhaps having career changes being created during this time. Maybe not even something that happens right now. Maybe a seed that gets planted now and shows up later. We have a lot of Capricorn stuff repeating this year with supermoons. So, it's very likely that things that can be addressed now might not show up until the next round of energy guides it this way. So, Uranus is all about reinventing the how we live, how we show up, how we function in society, as well as how we can simplify it. How can we make this as clear and not complicated, peaceful and blissful as possible? Compassion, loving. How can we make this experience the maximum of joy and love? How we choose to generate our resources plays a part in that. So that's why some of us may experience career changes or building upon certain things and the likes, because it's building that foundation, that support system that we need to, wherever it is that we're headed. So, we often have this deep conditioning of guilt about needing to have everything all figured out, or having things done in a certain timeline. And the pressure that we place on ourselves about not having these things done that should already be done, or have been done differently, it's not necessary, and it's not something that we have to live in all the time. You can process your feelings and your thoughts. If something pops into your head, makes you feel a certain kind of way, meditate on it, feel it, release it, move on, without living in that trauma, that information state, that frequency. Taurus also rules the throat, including the neck, the thyroid glands, the vocal tract. Again, communication, and also if you do have thyroid things that happen, imbalances, it may shift during this time. So pay attention to that kind of stuff. Throat chakra blockages. Again, the self-talk, the information pathway that leads to the brain. This week in my classes, and maybe even last week, I focused on the Jalandhara Bandha, the throat lock for breath. There are 3. And, I really had tried to guide my students to tap into really figuring out how to find the length in the back of the neck to allow the pathway to the brain, the airflow throughout the body to flow so deeply. Long breaths result of this, and the chatter in the brain slows down. It's a super powerful practice to have. Breath work is illuminating on how you can really work to still the mind, find balance, recenter, stop panic attacks, stop the absorption of low vibrations to rule you, but rather move through you. So many things that can be done with the breath. And so the energy that we're sitting in Taurus affects that in different ways for different people. So I won't even offer how so, because everyone experiences energy differently. What karmically they have inside, or, coming towards them, or, physically, it's going to be different for everyone. So I can't say how it will affect you, but just be mindful if you're noticing these things. It's not just the words that come out of your mouth, it's how you're hearing them, it's how you're speaking to yourself. So this is about how well we take care of ourselves from the inside out, creating self-security and safety to be less controlled by outside influences, needing less approval from outside resources, but instead finding them deeply rooted within ourselves because we made the time and the space to do so. So this energy is about owning your own space, owning your power, holding your own on your own timeline with deep healing and deep thought, all with as well a sense of lightness, because the heaviness of the unknown has dissipated somewhat and it's not as dramatic anymore because you're really stepping into your own. What's being shown right now are the things that need to be phased out. Taurus is a slow moving energy. There's been a tremendous amount of time of self-investment the last few weeks or months. Over the last few months, as I said in the beginning, there's been a lot of self-reflection, which created some self-awareness, which is bringing you into a new space and a new adventure, which is sometimes scary. So our movements and decisions are coming from a place of security and groundedness that we have created within ourselves. What that is doing is drawing towards us people and energy that reflect just that. So everything that's showing up in your life is a direct result of what your frequency is putting out there to attract. So be aware of who's showing up and coming towards you. They are showing you exactly what energy you have been cultivating within, creating a frequency, calling in people of the same kind. So if you don't like what's showing up for you or who is around you, start really looking within to see how that can be changed within you, not the other person. It is not our jobs to try to fix and heal everybody else. It's our job to take care of and be responsible for ourselves, and everyone that's around us will either follow that vibe, that lead, those footsteps, or they'll phase out. That's how we create our own lives, and our experiences reflect that. Not that we have control over every single thing that happens to us in life, but our experiences will reflect all of the choices, the way in which we perceive, what space we're coming from inside. That's what's going to be seen individually, differently by each person. You can have a group of people at the same experience, and they're all probably going to recall it a little differently. So Taurus energy is centered and relaxed, taking time to make moves with dignity, respect, and safety. We're really creating a strong, solid foundation here. Not alone, but within, and not needing codependency or anyone else's strength other than your own, because your strength is going to call in the strength of others. Believe that. Allow the information that's around you to sink in and get deep into your psyche to help you with your decision making. Again, that self-talk, right? Every time you think something, you're creating a mental groove within the brain, and it deepens each time you recall it. So if it's negative or positive, it's the same. It works the same. Work to keep the thoughts. You're a powerful manifester. So work to keep the thoughts with truth and love. This slow-moving Taurus energy will not be forever. Once we move into Gemini season, things start to really get moving at the end of the month. So take this time, appreciate it, bask in it. It doesn't last forever. You don't have to know what it looks like next month. Just focus on today. The directions that we move in at the end of the month of May are going to be governed by what we have absorbed and learned throughout these few weeks here. So even though the new moon was yesterday, like I said, I still feel it important to post this video because you can watch this even next month or a few months or years later down the road, and this information might still resonate with you, and you may have needed to hear just one piece of this information. So just appreciate where you're sitting right now and know confidently that you're exactly where you're supposed to be. This is a very focused energy right now. Moving confidently in the directions that we choose as we leave behind what needs to stay in the past. As we take the first steps into this new life, we gain so much clarity. The time and space created this month for that deep inner self-awareness is taking us to a new place of higher vision. Take the next few weeks slow. Handle yourself with care. Create your own safety. Create your own space. Tap into your divine feminine. Honor your needs. Honor your values, which are clear now. Align with nature. Provide an environment for yourself to relax so that the resources and answers can come to you effortlessly. Meditate in silence. All the questions that you're asking answers for, give yourself the time and space to receive what you seek. Let it find you. Create the space for that. Provide time and space for growth and opportunities to create a change of pace, to slow down and recognize your purpose. It may be different than what you think. Be true to your inner treasures. You are beautiful. You are loved. So thank you so much for watching. I hope that this information helped you in some way. If you like this video, please hit the like button. Perhaps share it with a fellow seeker that might be interested in this, or that you think it might make sense to them or resonate with them. We're all looking to share information with one another to help the process of day-to-day stressors, traumas, and experiences to be that much more peaceful, that much more blissful. So, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Please leave a comment if you care to. If you have any suggestions or want to continue to hear information like this, please let me know. Podcast is coming soon. And until we meet again, namaste.